9 reasons why introverts ignore you. They want to be by themselves. By far, the most frequent explanation is this. By now, you should be aware that introverts prefer to spend their free time alone. They enjoy spending time alone, and if they are too preoccupied with it, they may overlook other people. However, there are occasions when introverts decide to ignore others, particularly when they feel exhausted. They need some alone time for us to refuel. On occasion, they would separate themselves from the outside world and engage in solitary activities. To give you a better picture of what they do when they are alone, they either read books, listen to music, fantasize, or simply sit still. Try not to become enraged right away if you notice an introvert ignoring you. You might need to find out the reason an introvert is avoiding you before you can determine their characteristics. Before you pass judgment, you should find out why you're being neglected. Their energy is depleted. Social interaction does not appeal to introverts. If necessary, they will socialize, but it won't stay long. If they are at an event, they frequently slowly leave and withdraw to be by themselves. An introvert's vitality is depleted if they ignore you in the middle of a gathering. When they run out of energy, they need some quiet time to recover. To prevent offense and better understand an introvert's characteristics, they are disregarded along the process. Although they don't mean to ignore you, they do it so that you won't have to deal with them when they run out of energy. They are daydreaming. Do you occasionally daydream? Since introverts generally get sidetracked by their fantasies, they usually fail to notice reality. It's pretty difficult to sway someone when they're daydreaming if you're standing in front of them or making little gestures. When someone is daydreaming, they are already in another place, not literally, but occasionally intellectually and emotionally. Even though their eyes may be open, they may be daydreaming, so if you think they are ignoring you, take a deep breath. They believe you are attempting to change them. People incorrectly judge you when they are aware of your introversion. Because you won't try to argue or fight back, people may occasionally accuse you of being they. Some people will tell you that they need to change their personality because it's common for people to view introversion as a flaw that has to be corrected. They believe that introverted people ought to be more outgoing, yet introversion is a personality trait, not a defect. They feel most at ease with it, and they don't need to change because of their personality. They shouldn't be assessed based solely on their personality. You shouldn't be surprised that you're being ignored if you're one of those people who think introverts are a mistake. You bore them. Do you know that after you get to know them, introverts are enjoyable to be around? Introverts are complex individuals who might be challenging to win over. If an introvert drifts off during a conversation, it's because you're boring them. They like intellectually stimulating interactions because they are introverts. If you ever decide to give us a topic that we are interested in, they might have extensive debates and verbal arguments. We will get bored if you're the kind of person who enjoys small conversation and is repetitive when that happens. The next time they cross paths, they'll probably try to avoid you or ignore you. Being stuck with you will make us miserable and provide insufficient stimulation for us. It is therefore preferable for us to avoid and ignore you in the process to prevent the difficulties of faking for us. They don't feel at ease around you. Do you feel at ease around someone you've just met? It's impossible for introverts to do since they never feel at ease with people. For an introvert, the first meeting, whether with an acquaintance or a member of their family, is the most unsettling experience. Even though they will want to socialize with you, they will lose energy more quickly than they would with someone they are more at ease around. If they choose to ignore you while doing so, they feel uncomfortable being close to or around you. We need some time to feel at ease, especially with new people. It's not that they don't want to talk to you. They just find it uncomfortable, so don't take it personally if they ignore you. Perhaps if two people engage in conversation and can open up, they will gradually achieve a degree of comfort that will lead to trust. You're too loud. Even though they are not the quietest individuals, introverts don't want to be disturbed by unneeded noise. These sounds include laughter and buzzing made by conversations. When they hear individuals chatting and providing inaccurate information, it grates on their gears. If they ignore you, it indicates that our environment is too noisy for them to hear. Conversing to someone else when they don't feel like talking is deemed noisy, albeit it may not be from you. Many people will find this offensive, but if you know them, you'll understand that they must have some time alone before speaking to others once more. You assume. Why do people assume you're lonely and depressed when they learn you're an introvert? Is it because they frequently choose to be alone themselves? They don't necessarily feel lonely even though they occasionally prefer to be alone themselves, especially if they need to recharge. They take pleasure in their alone since it allows them to monitor their mental health. They use this time to rest and refuel before attempting to socialize with others once more. Not being honest. If you are informed that you must attend a modest event, how will you feel? If you're an introvert, you could think about going, especially if you hear there won't be many people there. What will you do if the little event grows into a major one? If you're an extrovert, you'll be pleased because extroverts enjoy being around people and interacting with them. Consequently, if you arrange an event and tell us it will only be a modest gathering, they'll come if you let them know in advance so they can get ready for anything that might occur. What did you think? Do all these sound correct about introverts? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more on introverts, don't forget to subscribe.